Okay, part two. Hasn't even been, well, it's been about 12 hours. So I stayed up late last night pulling this out. It takes me about 2 hours to get a motor out, and I take my time. It's pretty simple. It's really nice on the F-12x versus the R-12x. Obviously it's a shorter hull, or I shouldn't say shorter hull, shorter seating. This has so much area to get in. You can see everything in here now that I've got it all pulled out. Always make sure to grease your bearing here. Make sure that's nice and greased up. Let's see. So this is a 2002, so this might look slightly different than whatever you might be working on. Last one I worked on was a 2005, and it was definitely different. The battery wasn't here. The exhaust was on the other side. All kinds of things. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get to the good stuff. So pulling this off, looking in here, I don't think you can see it anymore. This was filled filled all the way up with water. And there was, gosh, there was water everywhere. You can almost see it. You could see kind of like, you know, it just had some surface rust. Like there was water getting on it, getting in it, going through it. Interestingly enough, there was actually water in here as well. It's not frozen up or anything. It didn't happen quickly, or it hasn't been sitting, I should say, with water for a long time. This spins freely. It's always good to check. There was water and oil mixed in here, so basically milkshake. There was a little bit in there. There was milkshake up in here, up in the intake, just a little bit. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know, is it the intercooler? I've never had one of those go bad. You know, there's 4 or 5 main things that could be your cause to milkshake oil. One of the first and most popular is, when I have this off, I'll show you. There is a oil cooler in here, and there's 2 O-rings for the oil cooler that it slides into. Those leak, and then that oil gets into the water, and then it, you know, it becomes a mess. Anyway, that's one. There is a second. It's not common, but this is the intercooler, which goes on the other side. And if this leaks, that could cause a problem too. One of the main causes, typically, always, especially since I found water in the exhaust side, and it was in the exhaust manifold, in the exhaust pipe. I mean, pretty much, even though, look at how nice this looks. Like, look at it, looks really good. Looks in really good shape, almost even new. These go bad, and when these go bad, all kinds of things go wrong, and water and oil gets in spots they shouldn't. It's the most popular issue when you're getting water in your oil outside of the O-rings. I'd say the O-rings is probably the most popular. Anyway, so I haven't pressure tested this yet. I have pressure tested that. That's good. I just blocked off one end, put the hose on the other, and it held. No leaks anywhere. This is probably the cause. I just got to test it. I'll get back to you on that. The other possible issue is obviously head gasket, cracked block, or cracked head. Now, I did compression test this, and they're all, now my compression tester is not the greatest in the world, and the way I'm doing it is not going to get full compression. That said, it was 130, 130, 130, 140, and you want them within, I think it was 10% to 10 to 15% of each other. I'd say 10%. So they're all good. I've tested my old jet ski that I rebuilt the motor on, and they were 135 across the board. That's my tester. If you get a professional tester, a good one, a good quality, you're probably 150 or so. And so compression is good on this. I don't suspect a head gasket necessarily, although it still could be. I haven't ruled that out. If I pressure test this, and this isn't the issue, if this isn't squirting water out the end, it'll squirt out here. Then I already ordered a kit, a full gasket kit. It's 100 and, how much is the gasket kit? I have a list of everything here. We can walk through the list. Everything from the purchase to the tires, everything I'm ordering here. The gasket kit is, where is it? Tell me I put it on. Oh, here it is. $149.95. So I have, and just to walk through all the parts that I'm going to be getting here, the total of the whole project and the total of just the parts. I'll get into that in a minute. I'm assuming I'm going to have to replace this. So $600 to $800 on eBay, you can get a used pressure tested, or even Facebook. Go to the Honda Aquatrax forums. There's probably likely somebody in there that'll sell you one for between $600 and $800. I'm assuming that's the problem. I'm hoping actually at this point that's the problem. So, you know, a lot of people say, oh, it's not worth it, blah, 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 this and that. You know, there's water in the oil, you're going to rust your rings, and, you know, there's rust in here and this and that. One thing you do, well, I'll get into that too. I've seen so many of these saved that's not necessarily the case. Yes, keep that in mind, that could happen. But that said, the initial problem is why I bought this is the lady said that it was spewing water from the front. And well, you can see here, you see this huge crack and separation here. Obviously, this was not winterized properly. It froze, it popped this out, you know, just cracked it. And this was spewing. I put water on this thing and it was just, whoosh, you know, gushing out. So I did have to order a new tank cover as well. I found a good one on eBay for $173, which is, you know, pretty good deal. So that was the initial problem. Now, I didn't notice any oil mixed in with the water coming out, so it leads me to believe it's probably not the O-rings in here. That said, I'm going to replace those anyway. Like when you have the motor out, just get to everything you need to do. And so I'm just going to point out some problem areas that I've run into in the past and that you should keep an eye on and possibly do. Obviously, I always like to change the spark plugs first and foremost, especially if it's a new ski. You can see they came in here and they used beautiful auto lights. We're not doing that. What did I get? I didn't even put it down there. NGK Neradiums. That's the part number. It's like 1644 or something like that. I can link it below. That's what I've always used. Now, what's interesting is when I looked at these spark plugs and I pulled them out, 3 of them were, you know, gapped decently. And let me see if I can find the one that wasn't, and I'll show you. I think it was this one. One of them was bent in. I don't know if you can see it. One of these spark plugs was bent in, so it probably wasn't even running good, because what happens is when you try and, you know, do this on your own and you're not super experienced, is there's a decent fall from here down into where it goes. And what people will do is they'll just drop these in, and this and diode will, or you know, where the spark ignite clicks from, will hit the edge and it'll knock this in, and then it won't be proper. So, you know, what I typically do is I'll use a stronger magnet. Let's see. And I'll just put it like that and I'll drop it in, and I can actually even get it started twisting. Even if I don't, I can get it off, and at least it's in the hole, and that's what she said, right? So that was a problem as well, digging in this. Now that I have it opened up, and I'm very careful to plug everything off, I don't leave it open while I'm working on it. I did squirt it down with some 656. This is designed to keep things from rusting and things like that. I just squirt some in the hole. For the people using diesel as well, do whatever floats your boat. Point is protect your engine while it's off. You know, I keep all the open areas plugged off. We don't want this thing rusting, especially since we know that there's some level of water in the oil in here. Everything rolls smooth, so I don't suspect anything. Moving along, so this isn't just a huge drug out video. So I've tested the turbo and everything seems to spool. I have a vacuum tester, and I tested the relief valve, and it relieves at 10 to 15 pounds of boost. It starts to open at 10, and then 15, or sorry, vacuum at 15, it's fully open. So I know that this is good. Even I can, it's sprung load, so it's going to hold it tight, but I can hand test it, and I can tell it moves somewhat freely. So that's good. I think the turbo we've saved. One thing in all the forums that they mention quite a bit is this. This is one of your turbo oil feed lines, and let me pull it out. There is, you won't be able to see it, but there's a screen in here, and it gets plugged up, and that causes a lot of issues for a lot of people. So I'm not going to say 100%. I think go to the forums, see what they say. Cleaning this out is a must, but it's so tiny in there too, it's hard to see. One thing, I believe people actually remove the screen, so basically, you know, drill it out or whatever. I'm not certain on that. I got to go back and reread that. That said, that's an area you need to check while you have everything open. I would anyway. The other area while you're in here that you're going to want to do is this crossover tube. I had a ski that I bought that was leaking oil profusely, and the owner gave up and sold it to me for a deal, and it was all because the oil was coming out of this gasket right here. In fact, you can see a little bit of stuff in there. Anyway, over time, these two gaskets in here go bad. So if you've got this whole thing torn down, get a oil pan gasket, pop this sucker off, check this tube, make sure it's not like rusted. These, you know, aren't the thickest walls on these, and I think I even ordered one on my list. I'll show you that in a minute. And replace these two gaskets, or these two O-rings. Basically, they're custom. They're not a standard O-ring, they're a custom seal design. So you want to get those Jet Ski International. I think I have that on the list. Yes, I ordered the pipe, the oil passage pipe, $25, and then the two special O-rings, $692 and $709. So you're gonna want both of those while you have it. And then one of the more expensive, annoying parts when you're tearing in, especially since these are old, are the oil feed lines for the turbo and the oil return lines. Lucky for me, at least one of my lines here, the feed line here, is good, and you could check and you could see it's not rusted. It flexes well, it wasn't leaking, it looks overall good. Now when a line doesn't look good, it looks like this, and you can see it's just rusted. This one was actually spewing out the edge here. This one's rusted, so I had to order these two. These suck because they're not cheap. You'd think, oh, it's just, you know, a line, whatever. How much could that really cost? I wish my screen would work here. But that's one of the more expensive parts of my list. One of the, and these are all from Jet Ski International. One of them is $124, and then the other is $216 for a line. And you don't necessarily want to get these used because, I mean, it's just safer to go new. That's just me. Maybe you can find one off of a used ski, and if you can, you know, you're going to save yourself some money. But make sure to check these. These, I believe, rusted because water, when this was pumping out water, it filled, you know, the hull of the boat, and they didn't pull the plugs, and the water just sat in here. So these were basically underwater for, you know, who knows, it could have been all winter. And obviously that, you know, would have rusted these, and makes sense as why they look how they look. So that, I think, is it. Going down the list in the line. What else? I think that's it for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this off now, and I'm going to get the turbo off obviously first. I'm going to pull this off, or maybe I'll just leave it on. I'll pressure check it right where it's at, and then I'll let you know if this was bad. I'm assuming this is bad. In fact, I'm really actually hoping that's the bad issue. But that's it. That's the update. That's what you can expect to pay. Again, I've never shared numbers before, but there you go. If you're, you know, if you've got milky oil, that at least gives you an idea. If you do have to replace the intercooler here, I did have one basically even on order for $80, and then I realized mine was okay. I'm talking to the guy. Hopefully I can get out of that. But yeah, that's kind of the basic breakdown. The first thing I always check is compression, because you know that's going to let you know a lot right there. And I will say, when I got this, I actually tried starting it right away and it started. I couldn't believe it, because I wanted to check the oil, and the oil was way down. You know, when it's cold, you can't really check this oil because it's fully down. It's, you know, even back in the back, you have to get it up a little bit to see where the oil's at. I even added some oil to get it up, and then I realized it's milky, and you know, shut it off right away. You don't have to run it too long to get it there. But that's it. And then of course I checked the computer as well, and it hasn't been drilled or fixed, so this is actually the original computer, unless they, you know, went and bought another one, which would be crazy. But so yeah, that's where we're at. I'll let you know when we get updated. Talk to you soon.